we're going to play this music for some time, which is such a beautiful song. And hello, we are live, and here goes our Facebook going up and streaming live on, which is such a here. Good evening, everybody. Let's do this song. We've not done it for very, very long, though I do it every time by announcing a mom. We're going to listen to this song, and I don't know why Facebook sometimes mutes it when we use songs. It shouldn't, but it's okay. You can still enjoy it. It's just a 2 minute song. So let's put this on. That's the song, Purnima, for this movement for past 60, and it's been really supporting us. And it's a perfect song that describes everything perfectly. So let's go ahead.
Tell me that the world's been spinning.
All right. Hear it?
Yeah.
I've been dreaming friendly faces. I've got so much time to kill. Just imagine people laughing. I know someday we will. And even if it's far away, get me through another day. Cover me in sunshine, shower me with good times. Tell me that the world's been spinning since the beginning, and everything will be alright. Cover me in sunshine. From a distance, all these mountains are just some tiny hills. Wildflowers, they keep living high. Oh, they're just there and still. I've been missing yesterday, but what if there's a better place? Cover me in sunshine, shower me with good times. Tell me that the world's been spinning since the beginning, and everything will be alright. Cover me in sunshine, shower me with good times. Tell me that the world's been spinning since the beginning, and everything will be alright. Cover me in sunshine.
And that's our song. Let's stop the share. This is the song I've been introducing. A lot of mothers have been sending me reels as well, saying that we randomly play this song and we do this reel because we associate this movement with this song. And this song also just coincidentally turned out about a mom and a child singing together. So Pink has done this song and we've just celebrated. After a long time I've played it. Welcome Purnima to this book and welcome to this interview series. We have a beautiful, beautiful mom here, and again, her story starts from being a mom, and what she's doing today all began after she became a mom, and everything she does is all around being a mom. So, Purnima, please go ahead, introduce yourself, your journey till here, because the mother who lives the story tells the story the best, and I am giving the stage to you to go on and introduce yourself and your journey till here.
Hey, hi. Hi, Shika. It's lovely connecting with you. Hi to everybody who's watching. This is an amazing project and an amazing ride, I think, that you're on. Seems like a roller coaster ride, just like the journey of a motherhood journey, just like all of us mothers. And I think as you have rightly portrayed in all your past 68 moms, and I'm the 69th. Yeah, and as a stand-up comedian, I'd say 69 is a great number. So starting off on this hilarious note, little did I realize, but it's just come off the cuff, off the cuff. This is an absolute, absolute fodder for a comedian, and I'm enjoying this. And yeah, so hey guys, I'm a mother to grown-up daughters, and actually, I always thought that motherhood is fun, and no matter how much we do rona dhona about it, I think it's been a fun ride, and I always saw the humorous side to it, the fun side to it. So for me, the world has always, I've always seen the world through a humorous angle. So this was 2 years ago that I suddenly decided 2019 January, my New Year resolution was, what do I do to, keep myself going forward on my bucket list? What do I do that I can do all by myself without depending on anybody else to give me happiness or joy or whatever, and fulfillment, satisfaction creatively? I am from the media world. I am essentially a law and media. I have a law and media background. I've studied law and media, but having been involved in various productions and realizing 100 people involved in one film production, so many people, so many egos, I said, this is going to be a solo ride. And so January 2019, I decided, let me take the plunge, let me give it a shot. And I started doing open mics where I register in advance and then commute 2 hours one way each, just for a 4-minute spot to try out my material. I did it all. And I did it about 4 to 5 times. And I said, listen, anyways, I've started this ride pretty late. I just announced on social media that I'm trying my hand at stand-up comedy. And as luck would have it, I announced this in May, on 1st of May. And I was traveling to my parents' place in Bangalore. And then a friend who owns a cafe and an auditorium there said, hey, would you like to do a set on 12th of May? It's Mother's Day. Would you like to do something? And I was like, wow, I mean, this fell right into my lap and it fit me to the T. So there were other comics who were all youngsters in their late 20s who were taking digs at their moms. And here I was a mom who was taking digs at the kids, and there was nobody else. And there are very few, maybe you can count them on their hands. And I've always wondered why there isn't, a comedian in the Indian space who can make jokes at family, at kids, at the world around them from a very middle-aged perspective as a middle-aged woman. And so that's how the journey started.
And where have you reached now, Purnima? How's the is everything being a stand-up comedian is around mom and your children? Is all your work around that, or you also?
No, absolutely not. It just started that way, and I was kind of prepared. I've always been tweeting and putting one-line posts on Facebook, on Twitter, and putting stuff on Instagram. And I kind of suddenly collated it all for that motherhood special, and it all just fell in place. However, post that, I'm very much married for donkey's years. I don't even remember now how many years. So I have a lot of material on marriage. And having been a media professional, I've got stuff on corporate jokes. And so I've been doing all kinds of humor. It's not restricted to motherhood. However, of course, it's one part of me, and motherhood is a defining part of every woman. But so I'm also a wife. I'm also a daughter-in-law. So there are a lot of jokes that go with being a woman. So it's woman-centric, I would say. And I found that there's a huge space as a middle-aged woman to go out there and explore. And what I found was that there are a lot of young girls, young comics who talk about coffee, dating, relationships, and a lot of words and sounds that were new to me. And they were like this little bit of culture shock for me as a mother. So, I mean, to fit myself into that, keeping my background in mind, keeping it in that maryada, because being a mother of 2 grown-up daughters, how do I crack a joke but not cross a certain line because I am not comfortable with it, So things like, I don't know if you saw one of my recent motherhood video specials where I say I'm at that age where the F word is about fun, food, fafda. And I'm married to a Gujarati, I'm a Kannadiga, South Indian. So F word for me is, so that's how I get the humor out of it, but within a certain construct.
Right. I mean, it's amazing. We've just had a bodybuilder mom in the morning. Now we have a comedian mom in the evening.
Amazing.
And everybody who's coming in are all aligned to the mother pulse that I'm talking about, and different ways of expression. And that's the beautiful part about this book, that this book is bringing 100 different shades of mothers and why they are here, what's happening. So it's incredible that When you reached out, you did tell me that, after I became, like, I think you were about 47 when you entered
Yes,
uh,
yes,
the stand-up comedy. And here is what we're trying to say through this book, is that this book will become an inspiration to all the moms who can think that life is over, things are not going great. And many moms are going through many things in their lives.
absolutely.
It's just not a notion. Some of them are genuinely stuck and they don't know how to get out. And then somebody at 47, somebody at 51, somebody at 62, they are still saying it's still not late, we can still do it. They're standing up, they're doing things, because there are many mothers who are, running at the age of 62, 63 here, and they're of all kinds. And it's incredible that mothers, and that's how this book is going to be for that mom who thinks that she can't, and she looks at these shades of mom and say, when she can, I can. When she can, I can. This mom can do it, I can too. And that's the effort been going on. And of course, I earlier decided to do it once a week in 100 weeks, and I thought, no, this needs to come out, because this, like, there is an urgency to get a book like this out of all moms, especially during COVID, because a lot of loss is happening, and people like you who are bringing humor to their lives and making them see that the same thing in a humorous way. It's incredible. Um, and I spoke to you about the self-portrait movement. I spoke to you about, you're relatively new, and I keep saying it to new moms that I just think I have to do a little better effort of speaking longer, because so much has happened. 70 odd interviews that are going to be done, that I can't do full justice when I'm speaking for a short period of time. But I did mention about the self-portrait. What do you have to say about that? Showing up, like, you are all about showing up in your full form. Was there a hesitancy? Was there any reluctancy to show up on stage, or was it very easy for you to just say, "Fine, I'm done. My girls are grown up, and I need to go"? So, what was that part?
No, of course not. Of course not. There was inhibition when I registered for the first open mic. I'd gone with my friend, and I had registered. I had bought a ticket instead of registering. It started with that. And I thought, oh my God, this is God's sign saying that, just walk out quietly, just watch the show, watch the other comics and go away. And when I went there and I saw that they were all kids my daughter's age who were giving a shot for the first time or whatever. They were doing open mics. And I'm like, my God, will they even understand my jokes, or, what is... And then I realized, and then my friend pushed me, and then the host there was really encouraging. And she said, no, give it a shot. You come prepared. I go up there, I do my 5 minutes, and I got a fabulous response. And people asked me how long I've been doing stand-up. And I was like, wow, this is very gratifying. And then I realized that, of course, everybody has a mother. And the whole set was about my own mother and how I'm caught between my 70-year-old mother and my teenage daughters, and how I'm sandwiched, and the whole fun of being caught with a traditional Canberra mom versus these kids of mine who were grown in this, Mumbai metro, and how I'm grappling the two worlds and straddling the two worlds. So this whole thing about my mom giving me, wear these Kanjivaram saris, and I'm like trying to squeeze into my, she says, why are you squeezing into your daughter's dresses? And that kind of fun, and so the whole joke was on her. So it's not like, it started with my mom, and then the marriage joke. So everybody in the family has to be ready now, including my husband, my kids. I mean, without them, this material wouldn't have been possible. So of course, there was a lot of inhibition, a lot of like, log kya kahenge, what will people say? And when I did float my first, 4-minute or 5-minute video to my first circle of friends and relatives, were like, you've got 2 grown-up daughters, you got to be careful what you say. Aage uska kya hoega? I'm like, my God, I'm just living the moment for myself. I don't, I have so many unfulfilled dreams that I'm thinking of. So these guys were already jumping the gun. So, as a woman, as you said, each one's story is about just live the moment and live in the moment. And I think you have to make the effort. And I've realized that nobody is going to try and make your life easy or happy. You have to go out and you have to do it for yourself. And you don't need to, as long as you're within the whatever brackets you choose to be in, and you are happy and satisfied, I think it's go live it up, man. As these kids say, I learned YOLO and FOMO, and I give it back to them, you know. Also,
Get very lost, in spite of the fact that I just have 8-year-olds and I have a 2-year-old. Still, my kids are young, but I still get very lost when a lot of these words. And then my teenage nieces will look at me and they're like, "You really don't know what I'm talking about?" I was like, "No way, I know what you're talking about." So these 3-letter short forms and stuff like that is just unbelievable. And the fact that you you know you enjoyed your motherhood and been blessed with a great family, and also that you've decided to choose such a different way of expressing, I must say. I don't want to say a profession or whatever, but yeah, that's how you're expressing yourself. um so when you go on stage and you and me were talking about, you also have daughters and you need to shine your own light so that you can teach them how to shine your own light. This is very, very important. That's the message of this book as well, Purnima. We have Pooja here. Hi, hi Pooja. I don't know Pooja yet, I think, but Pooja, nice to see you, because I'm sure those 2 hearts are for you, Purnima.
thanks.
This is the first time I'm seeing Pooja in the comments. Welcome, Pooja, to the interviews. Um, uh, so you being a mom, like you being, and you were talking about the friendship that you have with your daughter, and I also find that as a blessing, that your way of expressing is humor, your way of expressing is celebration, your way of expressing is becoming that shining light. Um, which many mothers have different ways of expressing, and you will see all the 100 moms totally expressing in different ways, and nobody can say that you're not making an impact in the world. You're definitely making an impact because you're making it a little lighter, and that's the tough part. So what is that whole relationship with your daughter and trying to make things lighter, and what's the relationship there with both the daughters right now? And I know they're grown
Oh,
up.
it's fabulous. It's a fabulous relationship. They're grown up. I mean, if I can sit and watch Friends and 2.5 Men and every other American sitcom that's coming, I think we are in a very comfortable space. So sometimes, in fact, our drawing room, our dining room, they think that we are sitting in a sitcom set, and there are one-liners flying off from everybody, and then we have to say, "Hello, you can't say such things." So it's a pretty free and friendly atmosphere. And in fact, so many times stuff that happens outside, they come and tell me, "Hey mom, you can use this as content for your comedy." And they're the ones who they've been very encouraging, in fact. And a lot of these girly stuff that happen now, it's 3 of us all the time, and there's something or the other. It's one big ghagra party. So it's always fun. Like this joke happened with them when it was my mother-in-law's 70th birthday a few years back, and so then it was a lovely party. I cracked this in my motherhood set, and my kids were young, and a great atmosphere. The table was set, the candles were lit, and I called a few friends and family, close family, and my little one says, "Wow, Amma has got this cake for Dadi. It's the best cake for her," she said. So then my sister-in-law says, "Really? Which cake?" And she says, "Death by chocolate." so they kind of gave me this joke saying that, I mean, it's like, this is not real, but what happens is you can add this tadka. They said, "Why don't you use it as death by chocolate?" So I was like, whoa. So that's become such an integral part of when I talk about my motherhood jokes, which I show the whole span since my kids are grown up now in their 20s, and I'm like saying, okay, right from the cradle, from the delivery room till they turn 18 is my whole set on motherhood. So I have a whole range, which a young comic doesn't have that kind of graph to play around with. So I think I'm in an absolute advantageous position. So I have a bigger life graph, a bigger lifespan, even in terms of marriage, a bigger, right? So I'm married to a Gujarati. So my joke goes that, Gujus, I fell for him hook, line, and sinker way before the Gujus who are now ruling our country. And Gujus, they promised us Achhe Din. Mera wala aur bhi acha tha. He promised me Achhe Din and Raat. So I fell for a hook, line, and sinker. So there's a lot of fun, and my husband's very sporty and this thing. So of course it matters that there is a nice fertile environment to help you grow as an artist, so that
Yeah, and sometimes we have it and we still don't recognize it, when we don't have the courage to still move forward because there's so many apprehensions. And that's why I'm saying, when I see a very happy mom, it makes me very happy as well, because I am moving through a lot of stories up and down, to stories that make me think, the stories I sleep with, the stories that make me stop in the middle of the day and I'm like, wow, how did she do this? Like, how did she get through this and still shine? And then you will realize this, like, once you start moving backwards to seeing some of these interviews, some of the women are also very, very inspiring, and nothing stops them when they decide what they want to do. Nothing will stop them, and there's going to be no apprehension. So so for me, I've been sitting on this chair for the 70th interviews, and 69th, and tomorrow is my 70th. And I've just been thinking that, wow, so many shades, and each one wanting to flower, and each one wanting to shine, and each one wanting to impact, and each one wanting to show, and is also doing it beautifully. It's a blessing to see. And I must say this, there's no 100 shades, there are thousands of shades.
thousands. Absolutely.
And it's amazing. It's really amazing to find one more very, very different kind of shade in a comedian mom, and she's living it fully and spreading all that with her daughters. So if I like this whole thing is about self-portrait, right? If I told you that, okay, now of course I'm not only told you, you have to do it. If I told you, how will you describe Poornima's story as a self-portrait? Like, what do you think comes to your mind? I know there'll be a lot of workbooks for you, and there'll be a lot of stuff that will come to you. But if I may ask that, one thing that defines you, one thing that you think defines Poornima as a mother, not as a stand-up comedian, but as a mother, what is it? What are the words that come to your mind?
Happy, fighter, very sportive. I play badminton too. I played the Veterans Nationals last year. This year I couldn't go due to certain issues, but I'm also a sports person. So, as a sportswoman, we never take anything lying down. You always believe that there is always another game and you're going to play better. That's the motto with me. I get up every morning with a spring in my step. I want to go and play my best game, smash it. I play with guys because there are very few women our age. I go enjoy my game. I come back, there's a spring in my step. And as my family says, I have a built-in voltage stabilizer, a mood stabilizer. So you'll rarely ever find me knocked out. So I've always been peppy. It's not that I haven't been through a lot of stuff, which most of us, everybody in life goes through highs and lows. Yeah, but no, I always wanted to get into the ad world. I love one-liners. I tried 2-3 times because of my television or my film background. I've never been able to, but then I said, I want to say these one-liners. How do I get it out? How do I get it out? And when stand-up happened and I saw some of these men doing well in the family space and doing stand-up comedy, I'm like, what's stopping me? There's no other, very few women who are talking family comedy, and let me try that. So again, I said, but I have to put in that hard work. As my family said, you have to write, you have to go there. And then now to remember, like I performed for the Malabar Hill Club here in Mumbai. I performed a 1 hour, 15-minute show with a break at 45th minute, So when I started out, if I saw somebody else do 15 minutes or even half an hour, I was like, wow, how do they even remember? And for me, it's like an exam if I were to go and perform for half an hour. And with age, it's your GB, your memory here is waning, it's not easy. So it's like an exam. I'm rehearsing, I'm pacing up and down, prepping. I've got butterflies, I'm nervous. I get up at 5 in the morning and yet I'm blank sometimes. So I'm going through all those emotions. But when I'm up on stage, I got to be crackerjack, I got to be crisp, and I need to deliver those lines, and I have written, so I need to remember. So, that this funny thing is when you try doing these things at this age, and I've written my points on my hand. Once when I had to do my first 15-minute, I wrote, and then when the lights came on, those were dim lights. And I'm like busy trying to focus. What have I written? And then I realized, no, it has to be. And of course, it started rolling. But till you're up there and till you're in the thing, and suddenly, you begin to think of yourself at so many levels. That here you are standing as an artist, the spotlights, so many eyes on you. Are you comfortable? Are they looking at you? Are they checking you out? There are so many things. I mean, as a woman, you're not. So there's at so many levels there's a thought process.
Oh, absolutely. And can I ask you this question? How old are you? If I may ask.
How old do you think I am?
Don't ask me that question. I'm horrible at it, and I'm way over and way under. So
I'm 50.
And do you know that we have a 75-year-old mom who plays tennis here?
Wow, that's inspiring.
We have a 98-year-old mom, and she's coming in the book, and when she was asked that by her daughter who's 62 and who does marathon running, or she runs and she is all about ageless beauty. Therese has a beautiful group called Ageless Beauty, and she runs in her country, and she joins a lot of these 200-mile stuff, everything, because she has somebody like her mother who's 98, her aunt who's 105.
Oh God, so much pressure.
Have a legacy. She better at least ask her mom. And her mom said, I would say, whoever, like any suggestion to younger generation, just dance. So we have people like Lucy who are there. We have people like Debbie. We have people like Kavita at 50 who's modeling. We have people like Farida at 51 starting acting. So age is just unbelievable now. And these mothers are all defined. And Lucy's dream is to actually let the 80-year-olds who play tennis be where they are and create a small village, because she said that a lot of children want their parents to come back and stay somewhere near where they can meet them once a week in some old age home. And there these 80-year-olds are playing tennis, enjoying their life, and they don't want to come back. And her dream is to create that village so that they don't have to go back, because they're absolutely healthy, they're absolutely chilling. And Lucy jumps at 75, and believe me, I'm really ashamed that Lucy at that age knows more about online world. She teaches 60 years plus how to come and pivot online. And so when you're saying at 50 you're losing it, you will get a lot of mothers standing next to you here in this book and say, Purnima, you're very young.
You're very young, absolutely.
Let you know that. I just wanted to let you know that that
fantastic.
A lot of great inspirational moms, and you will find them here. And age 64, and I look at them and I'm like, wow, just wow. Like, I want to be like you. I really want to be like you. And we have the mom today who's a bodybuilder mom. She's like weightlifting, and she got inspired to get into weightlifting because she saw a YouTube video with 70-year-old mothers picking up and doing weightlifting. I was like, can you just send that video to me, because I want to share it with everybody. And she's like, because of that, she's like, if these mothers can do it, so can I. And then she started, and she just won at a very at a very big level with the weightlifting thing. So just bringing it up, not only for you, for many new audiences who are watching it, that this book is becoming incredible. We have the youngest mom is 27. We have some mothers who will be 98. And everybody in between. There are mothers who are very high-level coaches. There are mothers who are absolutely beginners. There are comedians. There are weightlifters, sports coaches, photographers, every shade.
The whole spectrum, yeah.
And 30 more coming in.
Wow.
30. We will be 100 moms, and that's a big number. 100 mothers being a big number.
It's fabulous. I'm sure you'll find more, and you'll keep going. You'll be on a roll.
I already have a list of more than 70, 80 moms with me.
Wow.
The blessing of the project is it's picking up, and more moms are recommended and reaching and doing, but this stops at 100, I think. So start with 100 and tell the world, listen, awesome moms is the great beginning. Um, so so it's beautiful what you just said, and I like that. I like that you're always peppy, you're always seeing things beautifully, and you involve your daughters, and especially in a place like India, people would worry about things that has already been commented on you, saying, you have to get them married, what would people think, oh my god, my mother is thinking everything is funny. And you just cross that, and what I liked about it is that you did not say that I mean and something like, you didn't say anything else except the fact that I'm living the moment, and that I needs is what makes the mother go ahead, right? And so what's been the most favorite joke of yours on mums? Like, what is, if I tell you,
Oh yeah.
what are the
So yeah,
on
so
mums?
I actually started off collating because over the years I've been writing fun stuff about various anecdotes about my kids, the school life, how there cannot be a faster driver. Not even Schumacher can beat a mom who's driving to school to give her her homework that she's forgotten at home. Catch us driving. So over the years, I've kept writing stuff like this, which I collate. It was so easy to collate when they told me, will you perform? But my best joke on motherhood is the definition of motherhood. So what do you think is the definition, Shikha? Tell me, what do you define a mother?
We started, you will be running out from this interview because I will not stop. Francis, what do you think? I have material worth 70 interviews and 100.
Yeah, but in one line, how would you encapsulate a mom? I mean,
Okay, for me, motherhood, mother is everything. For me, it's my strength and it's everything that so
yeah. So for me, it started. It's of course I'm a comedian, so it's my comic take on motherhood. I mean, everything need not be taken literally. I mean, I'm just putting it out there. There are आजकल लोग ना हर चीज में troll करते हैं. It's very very dicey being a comedian too. As I tell people, if I go swing right, there'll be people who will be criticizing you swing left. So anyway,
that's why you've done the courageous job of being a comedian. That's being
I mean, you have to be so careful, so politically right for about everything. You can't slip. So my definition of motherhood, as I say in my set, is a happy size 0 girl who becomes triple XL in a span of 9 months, and then spends the rest of her life trying to get back to size 0, even while she's dishing out 4 exotic meals a day for these ingrates who gotten her into this size, So that's the journey. It's the whole journey of trying to get back. Motherhood is the journey of trying to get back to size 0 with 0 help from the ingrates who gotten her into this shape.
Yes, that's what it is, because so much international audience, we will have to give extra explanations of this thing. And now the best part is, so many moms here are there, also Purnima, that are running, and I don't know what all they are doing. So honestly, I being a photographer of moms, like for me also, I've seen such fit moms now. And yes, it starts in their head that we don't want to become that, because letting the international audience know, in India, generally mothers do put on a lot of weight because of the kind of food to us when we are pregnant, because unless we have this much dairy, unless we have this much oil, unless we have this much dry fruits, I don't think our child is getting anything. And just to say that, I'm just again on the light note. Yeah, Francis is laughing. Thank you, Francis, because I was also scared whether you guys will understand what I'm saying. But unless you eat so much, and when I had my first child, I became literally a vegan, and I was, being a Punjabi, I had 0 paneer, I had 0 milk, I had 0 ghee, I had 0. I was totally on plant-based, and of course I was nagged, and I'm like, my mom not being around with me, everybody thought they wanted to be my mom, and they all kept on telling me that, Shikha, you will not have a healthy baby if you do not have this. And just letting the audience know, Bhavneet understand. Bhavneet, thanks for laughing. So we're getting our people who understand, because suddenly they're coming up with their laughters on the comments. And like, this much is supposed to be eaten for your child to be putting on this much weight, right? And I fought against it, and I was like, I am not. I'm just going to be on juices. I'm just going to be on whole food, and I'm going to be on light food. No way. So I hardly put on weight when I had my first child, and I went to have my baby, and when the like the doctor said the baby's too big, and you will have to go. We cannot get this baby out, and I had to go through a cesarean because my baby was very tall and very big because of the weight that he was in. So, this whole thing of becoming this excel is all sometimes our tradition, and especially Punjabis, especially we have to have this much dairy every single day because apparently we're eating for two.
And I also cracked this joke about how, Indian moms, Indian houses, food is such an important part. Motherhood is only seen through food. You're a good mother if you're stuffing your kids to the gills with food and more food. And then I always say that, I'm trying my own shortcuts. I don't know what motherhood is or what the other mother is doing. I'm doing my own shortcut, So I always tell people that we Indian moms, we're making ravioli, pizzas, hummus, pita bread, enchiladas, Thai curry. So tell me, folks watching this, you French moms, Italian moms, are you guys making idlis, naan, roti, sabzi? Do you guys make our Indian food on a daily basis? Please, I mean, why are we tripping over each other and putting up on social media posts like, ye angle say, wo angle say, we're taking pictures and saying I've made, I not only do this, I also bake and I also make. So my line also goes, you guys need to be up with your lingo now, especially post the lockdown. It's no longer grapes are sour, grapes are sourdough. Everybody's baking, everybody's making sourdough. I mean, what's happening? Guys, calm down. I mean, you're not going to be getting any prizes. There is no prize for there is no perfect mother, or you're just putting additional pressure on moms like me who are looking for shortcuts, who thrive on Maggie and whoever invented sliced bread. Ooh, I love you, man. So
Francis is saying I was a vegan 3 days before I was born and a size 0 never. Francis, with you. I was never size 0 as well. I'm totally with you. But yes, and again, you're talking to a mother who loves sourdough, and I'm talking to a mother who has had a health initiative for 4 years and knows the benefit of sourdoughs, who knows that the earlier sliced bread that has been introduced to us, the kind of diseases that it brings. So I don't know whether to laugh about it. And
I know. I was in another talk show with a dietitian, and she was giving talk about, good diet. I mean, stuff that you just spoke about. And I'm like, discount all that she says, but this is my take as a regular mom. I love the ready packaged, eat stuff and move on kind of. I mean, how do you do other things if you're constantly thinking about the color palettes, the plate, the food? Oh my God. I mean, give me a break.
It is tough to do what you're doing, Purnima, because first of all, being honest and putting all that there, that's why before I was speaking to you, I was like, getting a comedian mom, like just right now you're talking about sourdough. Like, I love sourdough. I love baking sourdough. I love sourdough, and I know the benefits of sourdough because there was an autoimmune in my house, which the doctor said my husband, he will never reverse it.
Oh.
He will never reverse it. It'll never happen. He will be on steroids for the rest of his life. And I said, you're messing with me. When you mess with me, then I reverse everything. And that's what I'm reversing with this thing. I dived into detailed studies, and I dived in and I studied. Though I'm a girl who flunked from class 1 to class 10 all my life, if I would have dived in when I was younger, I don't know, I would have been a scientist or something. But well, that's a different story. But I did dive in for 4 years of studying all kinds of reversal, and we reversed the autoimmune. We started an initiative to spread this news food, good living, and the negative effects that's happening. So just because you said it in a comedy way, I'm just counterparting it with many who are must be like, no, of course, and not anywhere else. I'm balancing it out. So it's absolutely true that all these things are amazing. But Purnima is even more amazing because she can talk to the audience and the masses in a most easy way, and that's what they want to say. That's what more mother, like, when I was reversing it, my family, who's also Punjabi family in Delhi, like they look at me like this. That, are you really going to serve? In fact, my cousin came to me once because we were off all fried stuff. We were off all, and I'm a decent cook, so we were off all that, and and I'm a joint family, you know. So my younger brother comes to me, a cousin, and he says, "I want to tell you something in the corners." I was like, "What happened?" He's like, "You know, just because you're my sister, I was smiling and eating what you just gave me, but actually everything is raw. You've not cooked it well." I turned and I was like, "No, it's cooked well. This is how you're supposed to eat it." So, are you sure about it? Because I think it's not cooked. And then he went and I kept on poking like the toothpicks, and I'm like, "See, this is cooked. But yes, you're supposed to eat it like this. So go quietly, sit down there," because he was a younger one and I could bully him. And I'm like, "Go quietly, this is good for your health, and go and eat it." So definitely there could be a comedy on something like that, because here this was Punjabi family loving their meats, loving their spicy, and old Delhi, you know, Delhi food is so rich in oil,
Absolutely.
so much oil is there and so much spice is there, and it's known for its street food. And there this girl is saying, "I'm going to be vegan, I'm going to serve you some greens, I'm going to give you a green smoothie." And my cousins have stopped coming. They're like, "You come over to our house, we'll create something in the corner for you to eat." All of us are just still going to eat what we're going to eat. So just remember that story when he said, I can't believe till today. He said, "Not cooked it well, but I'm just trying to eat it quietly because I'm your brother." I said, "No, it's cooked well." So that's what happens. Morning late, yeah, she's here. Melanie's here. Oh God, thanks for putting that there. So much peer pressure to do more, though I don't let it get into me.
Hannah? Yeah, so much. I mean,
My other mothers doing it all, it exhausts them. Yes, Bhavni, you know you're going to get a good lecture from me very soon, because Bhavni is somebody I can catch very easily. And I like to convert people to whole food plant-based sometimes. Sometimes.
and also there's a lot of helicopter parenting today. You know, today's parenting is sickening. It's sickening. We had a lot of freedom growing up. Our parents had no clue where we were, and whose house we were playing, or where on the street we were, which mango tree we had climbed, and we were enjoying a fruit. It wasn't washed. We had scraped knees. We had no mobile phones. We were untraceable, but we always got home somehow, and nobody really bothered about it until it was food time. Otherwise, or even if you had, I remember even before my board exams, I was playing badminton, and everything was normal. It's not like today. I mean, today the world has gone crazy. Of course, it's double-edged with technology. Everything is double-edged, but I mean, especially parenting, from a parenting perspective, everybody's gone, hyper and crazy. Like you give 10 missed calls if you don't find your child around, and like.
There are a lot of great things also happening, Purnima, and that's
I'm saying it's a double-edged thing. So when I tap into comedy, of course, the whole art of comedy is exaggerating a certain thing. So so I will crack a joke about how I understand as a mom, psychology becomes my forte, and I say I understand where Kumbhakaran's mom comes from. That when you have a son with 10 heads and 10 mouths to feed, you will allow Kumbhakaran to sleep for 6 months, So, and that's how you also teach, how, and I also joke about how the moment they hit 13 is when you've got a teenager at home and she starts telling you you're the worst mother in the world, you're the worst mother in the world. You still to reach that state. So believe me, no matter how much you do, 200% or 500%, nobody gives a damn. The kids are one day going to turn back and tell you, but who asked you to do all this? Or why did you give up on this? So the only message is just go live it up. They're not going to remember what you did, and they don't give a damn. So go and make yourself happy. Gift yourself every day something, and just enjoy. That's all I keep telling people. Nobody remembers anyway, not even your children. So it's okay.
Be very careful. We have a parenting expert who knows a lot about Melanie has arrived, and Melanie, she's a stand-up comedian, so we have to just laugh.
Think if it's a large pinch of salt.
Yeah, a very large
maybe a jar of salt here.
Because Melanie's work rotates around, and she's got something beautiful called Visionary Parenting. I'm here to support you, Purnima. Every time somebody comes with a
yeah, please.
There is another one coming because this is my mom. Francis, and this is my mom, because I think she can.
No, I also have this fun parenting joke in our house where My husband's the hyper one. So I say that he's the Finding Nemo dad and I'm the Home Alone mom. So, so again, that's the yin and yang, and we balance it out, I guess. So, I mean, obviously, I come from a different perspective. I just joke stand up. I mean, stand up comedy is just a passion or a hobby. But of course, I'm a full time mother, and of course, you can't neglect your. Now that you've grown up, I can afford to crack these jokes. And I said, now your kids are small. Now you got to do. But I've had the fun. I've been there, done that. So I can afford to look back and crack jokes, but I know what challenges I'm facing right now with these kids, where I'm Uber tracking where they are, what. So
you can't have the relationship that you have with your children and daughters if you were not an awesome mother, and if you did not have that pulse that I'm talking about, if you did not create that environment and this thing. So that's absolutely amazing. But it's just that because I have to bring all the shades, and I know so many shades. So when I just want to, then Melanie is there in our this thing, and I love her, and Melanie knows how much I love her. So I'm also trying to crack a joke, saying, Melanie, and Frances is cracking a joke already. She's my mom, right? So she is my mom. She means that she wants to be a pillar, because we have 5 pillars, and we have 5 pillars, and they're all taking care of 20 moms each, and going to help them, because I can only do this much. So Frances, Melanie, Debbie, and Kavita and Kirtana are my team. Lucy is my most loved cheerleader, apart from other cheerleaders. We have an editing team.
lovely.
Bestsellers working. Like Elizabeth is there, Sumitra is there. I totally love them, and they all are working into this project as their project, as project that needs the light, and they are putting all the light they have into it. So I'm so indebted to them.
Lovely, lovely.
I sit here and I'm like, what did I do to find so much love, and so much love that I'm just sitting and soaking it, and I hear stories, and so much is like happening. So for me, it's everything, and I am very proud to bring you as a shade, because your shade is also needed. We need to lighten up sometimes, and
Absolutely.
you did lighten me up, because I mean, I've been thinking a lot, and so many serious things are happening with this project. So you're just like that balm that you can laugh about it, and you can be not so serious, and you can be okay if you're not vegan, if you're okay, and that's beautiful about you. So Shikha, say the words. Yes, Frances, she is your mother. Yes, Frances, she is your mother. So Frances, I can't, like, if I'm going to give you somebody in India, how are you going to coordinate? And Frances is going to just write, I don't sleep. Like last time also, she just took, like, which mother did you take from here in India, Frances? So Frances comes, and then she just says, okay, this mother is coming under me. So I try to do the time zones, because it's easier to coordinate. So Indian mothers with Indian moms, and everyone else. She's saying thank you. Frances is getting rubbed by all this. And Frances has a great sense of humor as well. So you're going to get along. So Frances doesn't sleep.
Great. Great, Frances.
You will figure it out. Either you will have to be up, or she will have to be up in the night. One of you will have to be up to coordinate. So I hand over the mom to you. Frances, I hand over Purnima to you. Though I thought an Indian mother would be a better option, but as your request cannot be denied, Purnima will work with you, and you will have a great time with Frances, because she's very sweet. She's so sweet that I want to hug all of them, and I want to meet them whenever I will, because that's my dream. I will take both. Who else is there, Frances? Yeah, I will take both. I don't know which or mother. She's already claiming mothers in advance. But Frances, you have Jay as well from morning. So there's a bodybuilder mom with her today, and now a comedian mom. So she's going to Jay is going to be Jay is with you, Frances. So anyway, what's your dream, Purnima? Let's go ahead. What's your dream? And where does Purnima?
So I hope to be like a Ray Romano, maybe where I create good humor, or a Jerry Seinfeld, that kind of good clean content, because I think they have the widest reach. They are virtually on every channel, and and hopefully, yeah, I reach out to everybody, and my stuff is universal. When I talk from a space, whether it's marriage, whether it's motherhood. As a woman, my jokes are women centric. Whether I did this recent lockdown humor, I talk from a very generic, very something that would appeal to everybody from every corner of the world. So I hope I reach out, and yeah, I mean, I hope I'm dreaming big, maybe talking too much, but I'm scared too. I haven't thought aloud like that, but heart in heart, yeah, I mean, as big as it gets, and why not? I mean, um, I think there is so much in this space because middle age always ridden with midlife crisis or midlife this and midlife that. But why not look at it as a great time, because you have so much to look back upon in the rearview mirror and laugh about it. And having seen those milestones having gone by, you know that everything is going to go away in a flash. Everything is going to be seen. So just live it up, live it for the day. And
Also, as a proud Indian, I guess Indian mom, I would definitely like you to start connecting with these moms, because they need to know that even Indian moms have a sense of humor, because I don't think so anybody's taking responsibility of putting Indian moms like that.
yeah, so there are a lot of middle-aged women stand-ups I see in the US and UK and in other parts of the world. There are a few Arab women who are now in London, say, or US, and they crack jokes about themselves and their culture. So, I mean, yeah, so I think we have a great sense of humor, the kind of jokes that we crack between friends, women amidst ourselves, and there's a lot of fun happening. And I think the world has opened up. It's a great fun time to be a woman in India today, and we are on par, I think, with on everything, and all that we need to do is
Not coming from saying that we're not at par. I was just also trying
no.
to.
As I mean, you say Indian women, yeah, there is a lot of
Joke is not as great as yours. I was trying to crack a joke because every time I go abroad, anywhere I've been, they all think that we are these dancing in those colorful stuff, and
yeah.
our culture is so colorful. But I want to tell you that we also eat Maggie, and there is a mom who eats all this junk and wants to do this stand-up comedy, and that's why I'm also bringing you out here, because it was amazing and a very proud moment that Indian mom is also moving forward in the space that people abroad will not think or have not thought about. So this is amazing, and thank you so much for being part of this. Thank you so much for reaching out. When you heard about the thing, many things will unfold. You will get many materials here also, and also hoping that through this medium and through your medium of humor, we can spread some great messages about being a mom and what all a mom can do across the world, and be part of this big tight hug that we are doing across the world, sitting on our computers right now. But one day we all will meet and greet and figure out and maybe laugh and cry and hugs, because all that has already happened on this interview, and it will happen one day live as well. So thank you so much, Francis and Melanie and Bhavni, for joining in with this, and Pooja, for this beautiful interview. Welcome to the book, Purnima, and good luck with your stand-up comedy. And
Thank you so much, Shikha. It was wonderful talking to you. It was absolute surprise. I never this concept, and all the best to you and your team. And it sounds like a great project, and I really wish you all the best, and may you achieve bigger dreams.
Do it because I'm trying to do with all of us. We are all together in one vessel as moms. So I am just doing, and I'm saying it's not me, it's all of us together. May all of us can spread this message that I'm trying to spread, that Mother Pulse needs to come back and wake up, start aligning herself, to claim her power, to claim her place, to claim her responsibility, so that we can move into a better world and not sit and figure out that the world is getting doomed or things. So anyway, I've soaked in a lot of great stories, and I am still living them within me. So I sometimes get carried away. Our team, you are on the team too, family. Yes, that's what Francis. Francis is loving you. Francis, you are going to laugh a lot together, I can see. So Francis will be very happy that she was here in the comments, so she could claim a stand-up comedy mom of hearts and help her reach the finish line. So let's go off live. And Francis, see you soon. And thank you so much. We're going off live.
Thank you so much. Bye, everybody. Lovely talking, Trika. Bye.
You'd stay back.